Hello, strangelings. Welcome back to my parlor. Of course, today I'm talking again about something big. I don't know. I can't talk for anywhere else but the States, of course. But society has been driving for a while to turn us into property. Now, of course, I know that's my statement, but what do I have to back that? Well, you see, they start with Christianity. They like to, at least here in the States, tell you that Christianity is about the only way you go. Now, of course, you can either freely give your soul to God as, I don't know, a trophy, I guess. Or you'll end up being taken by the devil. There's no middle ground, right? If you don't make yourself property of God, then you will become property of the devil. Now, I know this is not solid for everyone, especially Christians who can tell me some excuse as to why it's not. And that's really all it would be. It really is. Now, of course, they reinforce this. You see, for a long time in our country, it was extremely common for every single yard to have a garden large enough, at least, to feed the people in that household. It was common for people to make their own clothes. It was common for people to only work when they absolutely needed extra, or when they needed money for something they couldn't make for themselves, so on and so forth. Now, of course, this was primarily if you could not make something on your own to sell for yourself, or if you didn't have the skills for a particular service, for instance. Now, over time, and especially since the 40s, coincidentally, especially around the same time that they changed gender to include gender roles. So they had basically made this push for the idea, one, women should just always stay home. They should never be doing the hard work. Two, that men need to go out there and do the hard work. Of course, women did have to do the hard work, just so you know. It's just that our hard work was, one, only if we were unmarried, and two, only if we were poor. We had to meet one of those two criteria for them to be okay with us doing any hard work. It was never hard work, though, at that point. And of course, they made the excuse because females are weaker. We're not. Females are definitely not weaker than males. And in a natural setting where humans haven't changed the course of our genetic inheritance, which we have over time with human breeding. I mean, yeah. So, if humans hadn't changed the course of that, females would be, on average, around the same size, if not larger than males. And I'm not just talking muscles, guys. I am also talking about the fact that females are actually naturally supposed to carry more fat. That fat is used to both feed and protect the offspring that we are supposed to grow. Honestly, guys, if you think that women should be in the home, you should not be going for skinny girls who look like they're children. I mean, if a woman does not have childbearing hips, she's going to go through so much goddamn damage having children that she's going to wish she never met you. Truth. It's the truth. I used to be that skinny, but I never had skinny hips. I've known plenty of skinny hips. They really, really, well, they have a tendency to go into psychological places that will allow them to do things against their partner that I would never do, kind of thing, you know? And that's literally because the system breaks them down. But in this way, they then reinforced an old idea that we female... By female, by the way, guys, I mean uterus bearers, period. Us uterus bearers, us females, have been fighting for eons. There has been so many attempts to try to hold down and control all women as a whole. That, yeah, it never works, and it's never gonna work, because that's not our place. We don't accept the control. You can't force control on someone who doesn't accept it, unless you make them property. But it's not just women, guys. Like I've said before, the patriarchy only really super benefits the rich men, the higher rungs of our society. That's it. So, not only do they try to make females, uterus bearers, believe that we are property, and allow the men in our lives the control over said property. But that is actually part of the agenda to try to make sure that the males are property too. You see, if they give you that, like my husband likes to deem it, if they give you that quest reward, and then you get to put everything that gets put on you onto that quest reward, of course you're more likely to say, hey, you know what? We have no choice. We just have to play in the system we're in. We have to wait until it changes. But what you men need to understand is it's not just women who are considered chattel and property. Yes, women are the only ones considered chattel, but you men are considered the beasts of burden for those in these higher echelons. They really don't care that you want to have the free time to actually cultivate a good relationship with your mate. They don't care that you want to have the free time to pursue your hobbies. They don't care that you want to have the free time to actually get to know and educate your children. Because their agenda is, their things need to be done. They don't want to do them. You're working class, so therefore, shut up, buckle down, be my property, and do my work. It's the truth, guys. If you look at the lifestyle of the mega rich, if you look at the lifestyle of these CEOs, you will understand more about what I'm talking about. There are a few good rich people out there, but I haven't seen any come out in a long time. There was one that came out as a possible candidate for the 2020 election, and he seemed like he was good, like he wanted the best for the world, but I haven't seen him since that election. He's filtered away for some reason. He was trying to do a couple things after the election, but yeah, he's stopped by now. So yeah. And of course, why do I say all this? Why do I say that the rich, at least here in America, here in the United States, pardon me, that the rich essentially want to keep us all as property, whether it's the beasts of burden, or the house slaves for the beasts of burden, or the house slaves for them. You know, it doesn't matter. That's what they're looking for. And that's why it is so important that we break down all of this abuse in the system itself. Because if we are almost said it twice. If we are literally willing to allow our loved ones to be held under, because that's what's going on now. We're being held underwater. If we're allowing our loved ones to be held underwater, that means we have less of a support system for ourselves, which means we're allowing ourselves to be held underwater. So I encourage everyone who sees this video to no longer participate in the system to begin with. Yes, of course, we have to live, and they've made it impossible for any other type of economic system right now. Of course, because if they can keep us down, they can keep us down, right? We need to break down the abuses. We need to start building up our communities. We need to start being support for each other so that we can overcome the bullshit and hopefully topple this abusive system that has taken hold in most of the civilized world. It's almost as if we're the most uncivil there could be with all of this. So hopefully any of this helped you. Hopefully any of this, maybe sparked that I need to make sure that my community is being held up and not underwater for you. Because guys, they have made a system so big, so powerful, that there is no curing it on our own. And with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget, I love you, no matter who you are. Take care of each other. And I'll see you guys in the next video.